my favorite summer set fellow cover crop is Sorghum Sudangrass. It can germinate and needs very little moisture to germinate, and to grow. It doesn't mind the hot soil. It can germinate in hot soils. It's both of those crops are native to Africa, so they don't mind dry and hot at all, and they put on a lot of biomass in a short amount of time. This was planted in late July. This is where I had broccoli. About the only places I use a summer fallow is for after broccoli and after garlic. Those are two things that come out in July usually, and they're both things that I consider pretty hard on the soil after you've raised your broccoli and your garlic crop. I found that I don't really like to try to plant another thing on those areas because it never really does very good. I think the main thing is those crops just pull so much moisture out of the ground that it's really hard to get that, even with rains and stuff, it's hard to get that subsoil back moist again since I don't water. So both those areas I almost always put down Sorghum Sudangrass as a summer fallow. Every time it gets to be about waist high or so, we'll actually mow it. Because I've heard that mowing actually every time you mow it, you stimulate the roots to spread out more, to form a larger root mass under the soil, and of course that's what's going to give you most of your organic matter if you go back into your soil. Is going to be not from this top part, but the roots down there. Another summer fallow that actually, this was the first year I tried it. I tried pearl millet as a summer fallow. Later when we're done here, we'll go to the upper field and I'll show you. I got some up there. Pearl millet is very similar to the Sorghum Sudan, that it doesn't mind the hot weather at all. It doesn't need a lot of water for germination. All the same things I said about Sorghum Sudangrass apply. But I found out that I think I still like the Sorghum Sudangrass better, mainly because I had a place in the upper field where I had pearl millet and Sorghum Sudan side by side, and I actually put the cattle in there during the summer when we were getting low on pasture. And they ate down the Sorghum Sudan to nothing first and left the pearl millet until they had nothing else to eat. Then they actually went over and eventually ate the pearl millet, but they definitely liked this a lot better. And then, even though they had chewed this down much better than they chewed down the pearl millet, the Sorghum Sudan actually came back better and stronger. The pearl millet never really came back very good after that grazing and after mowing. So I definitely just decided that I liked Sorghum Sudan better than pearl millet.